Libra, my radiant soul, today is not just another day. This is the moment the universe has chosen you, and only you'll receive a reward so unique, no other soul on this planet is aligned with it. What's unfolding right now is not random. This isn't just another tarot reading. It's a divine appointment. You see, this miracle wasn't meant for the masses. It was encrypted into your energetic signature before you were even born. And today, the key finally turns. A spiritual gate is swinging open and only your frequency matches the lock. This is your moment, Libra. Not yesterday. Not tomorrow. Today. Welcome to Zodiac Whisper Tarot, where we don't chase predictions, receive revelations. This is a sacred space where astrology, intuitive truth, and divine timing come together to remind you of who you really are. And who you are, Libra, is someone who has paid the spiritual price in silence, who has walked through storms with grace, and who now stands before a breakthrough that was always promised. Let me be clear. This message did not find you by chance. You didn't stumble across this video. Something higher, something holy, brought you here because you're ready to remember. You are the chosen one in this exact timeline. The rewards of your patience, your resilience, and your quiet integrity are being released. And I want you to feel that not with logic, but with the electricity beneath your skin. You've held it together for others. You've given when no one saw. And still, you stayed aligned. That is why this reward has your name written on it. This is not about luck. This is justice. This is divine repayment. Before we go deeper into the energy that surrounds you right now, let me take a moment to say thank you. Truly. Every like you tap, every comment you leave, every time you subscribe or share this message, you're not just supporting this channel. You're anchoring your light in a bigger grid of transformation. You are part of a movement that brings healing, not just for you, but for the collective. And I don't take that lightly. So if something in your spirit is already whispering, "This is for me," then speak back to it. Let the universe hear you loud and clear. Leave a comment below that says, "I'm ready to receive what's mine." That one act sends a powerful signal that you are no longer waiting, you are receiving. Libra, you've waited long enough. The energies I'm seeing for you in this reading are not only rarefied urgent. This window of opportunity is sacred. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll understand just how specific, how personal, and how irreversible this blessing is. You'll see why no one else could have opened this door but you. You'll see why heaven waited until now. And you'll finally understand what all those delays were preparing you for. Let's begin, Libra. Let's open this sacred gift together. Sometimes, the most extraordinary shifts begin so quietly that we don't even realize the sky above us has already changed. Libra, what's unfolding in your life right now is not just a coincidence, it's a cosmic culmination. The heavens are aligning in a way that hasn't happened in years, and in this very window of time, you're standing at the center of it all. Astrologically speaking, when Venus, your ruling planet, forms a rare and harmonious connection with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, blessings, and divine timing, the result isn't subtle. It's a spiritual green light. It's a portal. And you, Libra, are being asked to walk through it. Think of this as a divine intersection where soul readiness meets universal timing. This is what ancient astrologers referred to as a destiny clock, a brief window where the wheel of fate clicks into place, opening a door that only your unique vibration can unlock. You may have felt it already, the restlessness in your chest, the synchronicities piling up, or that deep internal knowing that something larger than logic is guiding you. That's not your imagination. That's your energy field responding to what's already been set in motion. You are not in the eye of the storm, you are the eye. Calm, centered, and chosen while a vortex of blessings begins spinning around you. It's easy to overlook this when life feels busy, mundane, or filled with responsibilities. But moments like this don't announce themselves with loud symbols. They whisper in the form of clarity, divine timing, and soul-level opportunities that feel both thrilling and terrifying. Trust the nudge. What you're stepping into isn't a random blessing. It's a reward tailored specifically for the soul that kept showing up, even when no one was watching. We often ask ourselves why blessings delay, why rewards seem to arrive only after we've passed through desert after desert of struggle. But in truth, there is always divine design behind delay. What looks like stagnation is often preparation. Perhaps your gift wasn't withheld, it was simply being perfected. And maybe, just maybe, you weren't waiting for the blessing to be ready. The blessing was waiting for you. In moments like this, I'm often reminded of a quiet truth I've come to know deeply in my years of spiritual guidance. When we plant seeds of faith during the hardest seasons, the harvest doesn't always come when we want, but it always comes. And it comes in ways that feel bigger than we imagined, richer than we planned, and more timely than we expected. You've done that, Libra. You've watered your spirit when it felt dry. You've prayed or hoped or simply kept going, even when your heart ached with uncertainty. And now, life is responding. You don't need to do anything drastic. This is not about effort, it's about alignment. Keep your heart open, your spirit clear, and your focus on what truly feels aligned with peace. This is a moment for you to receive, not force. And in that stillness, miracles often move faster. If you've been wondering when the right time is to say yes to the new, to walk away from the familiar but limiting, or to finally trust the path unfolding in front of you, this is that time. The universe is not asking for your perfection. It's asking for your presence. Say yes to what you've been internally preparing for. Say yes to what matches your growth. Say yes to yourself. And if something within you knows this message is resonating deeper than just words, don't hesitate to anchor it. Leave a comment below saying, "I claim this blessing," or "My time has come." Let that be your spiritual signature, your act of agreement with what is already yours. You didn't come this far by accident. And what's arriving now, Libra, didn't come easily. It's sacred. It's personal. And it's finally here. There's something profoundly sacred about the way you've kept showing up, Libra, even when no one applauded, even when no one knew. The moments when you chose integrity over convenience, when you stayed kind despite exhaustion, when you gave without asking to be seen, those weren't invisible to the greater forces at work in your life. In fact, they were exactly what aligned you with what's now arriving. This is not just about reward. It's about recognition. It's about restoration. It's about the invisible being made visible, in divine timing. Justice, your signature card in the tarot, isn't just a symbol of fairness. It's a mirror of cosmic accountability. It tells the story of how energy is never wasted, how every small choice stacks like bricks, slowly building a foundation that one day becomes undeniable. You may have thought nothing was happening while you waited. But the truth is, something sacred was being built behind the scenes. There's a kind of quiet magic that follows those who walk the path of alignment even when it's difficult. It doesn't scream. It doesn't rush. But it never misses. When your actions have matched the vibration of truth, of light, of love without condition, the energy they create doesn't just fade into the air, it echoes. And those echoes have formed a code, an energetic imprint that the universe reads with perfect clarity. You may not remember every time you did the right thing when it was hard, but the energy field remembers. And now, that frequency is calling its match. It's returning to you in the form of opportunity, abundance, and visible change. And it's not random. It's customized. It's personal. Because only you did what you did the way you did it. I've seen this time and again, not just in charts or cards, but in real lives. There was a story I once heard, quiet and beautiful. A Libra man who, years ago, gave food and conversation to a homeless veteran on his lunch break. No audience, no credit, no hashtags, just compassion. He didn't know that same man would become a major investor 2 years later, recognizing him in a pitch room, remembering the kindness no one else saw. That's what I mean by encoded energy. That's what I mean by divine return. You never know what seeds you're planting while simply being good. So if you've ever questioned whether your quiet efforts mattered, whether your sacrifices were seen, or whether your lack of shortcuts cost you too much, this is your answer. They did matter. They were seen. And nothing was lost. Everything was simply being saved for this moment when you'd be strong enough to receive it without guilt, without fear, and without shrinking to make others comfortable. The universe waits for readiness, not just desire. And now, Libra, you're ready. Let this be your permission to soften. To stop questioning the timing. To stop wondering if you're good enough to receive. You already are. You've been enough for a long time. What's been activated now is not luck, it's alignment. If you feel something shifting, even subtly, lean in. Let it come closer. Don't block it with disbelief. Let it be easy this time. And if this resonates deeply in your spirit, if it feels like your truth, say it aloud or comment below, I receive my return. Let the energy seal itself with your voice. Because sometimes the only thing left between you and the life that's always been yours is your permission to accept it. Every once in a while, life places you at a threshold, a moment so aligned, so delicately timed, that it doesn't just offer an opportunity. It demands a response. Libra, this is one of those moments. You're standing before a portal that wasn't always open. In fact, in the rhythm of the cosmos, this particular alignment between your ruling planet Venus and the expansive grace of Jupiter occurs rarely. And when it does, it doesn't just pass by unnoticed. It presses gently on the soul and says, if not now, then when? Energetically, this is what we call a trigger point, a time when the universe is not only whispering, it's waiting. There's a momentum that's been building around you for months, perhaps even years, and now the gate is unlocked. But there's something you need to understand. Even when destiny opens the door, it's your conscious yes that turns the handle. Without that agreement, the moment passes. The energy remains dormant. And what could have been becomes another, almost. That's why this moment carries so much power. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up, responding, choosing. Energy, after all, is a language, and the way we engage with the unseen determines how it engages back. Think of every action as a declaration. When you like this video, you're not just tapping a button, you're energetically signing your name to what's being spoken over you. When you subscribe, you're syncing your vibration with a space that's designed to support your evolution. And when you comment even something as simple as, "I'm ready," or "This is my time," you are anchoring intention into matter. You are saying, with quiet boldness, "I see what's coming, and I choose to receive it." There's a rhythm to divine timing, and right now, all signs point to this being your rhythm. Look at the numbers. In numerology, the date 2 + 1 + 1 + 0 simplifies to 4, a number of structure, stability, and foundation. It's a message that what you choose today has the power to last. You're not just calling in fleeting luck. You're laying bricks in the architecture of your long-term success. That's why hesitation, though understandable, can be costly in moments like this. The window doesn't stay open forever, not because the universe is cruel, but because it's precise. I've spoken with countless souls who said, "I felt something. I knew I was supposed to move, to speak, to act. But I waited." And they weren't wrong to feel what they felt. They were simply unready to trust it. So let this be the difference for you. Let this be the day you trust what your spirit already knows. That this opportunity isn't just a beautiful idea, it's a coded invitation. There's something else I want you to hear with your heart. Not every shift in life has to come through struggle. Sometimes, the greatest transformations begin with a whisper, with a yes, with a small action made in deep agreement. You don't need to do anything dramatic. But you do need to say yes. Yes to your growth. Yes to what's calling you. Yes to this now. So I'll invite you now, pause for 5 seconds. Just 5. And in that space, ask yourself, what if this is the moment everything starts to change? If your body tingles, if your heart softens, if your intuition lights up even slightly, take that as your sign. Leave a comment below and write, "I am the one." Not for me. Not for the algorithm. But for you. For your spirit. For your future. Because sometimes, claiming it is the only activation code the universe is waiting for. There's a gentle beauty that arrives after the storm has passed, a kind of clarity that doesn't shout but softly restores. Libra, you've lived through what some might call the dark night of the soul, and even though it may not have looked dramatic on the outside, inwardly, you've battled confusion, loneliness, and the weight of silent endurance. That time in your life was never wasted. It shaped you. And now, as the energy of the star begins to rise in your reading, you're stepping into something far more precious than just financial gain. You're stepping into the healing of your entire being. The star is not just a card of hope. It's a card of remembering who you were before the world made you forget. It whispers of a peace that returns after chaos, of light that finally filters through the cracks in your armor. And for you, Libra, this is personal. You are not just healing, you are becoming whole in a way you never fully allowed yourself to before. Think of it like this: if your life were a symphony, you're not just one note in the background. You are the central chord, the one everything else is built around. And now, finally, that music is beginning to rise again. What's coming to you now is not a prize handed out for performance. It's a resonance responding to your essence. You're not being rewarded because you did something flashy. You're being realigned with what was always yours because you stayed the course when no one else did. And the reward, Libra, is not just seen in material things, though they're coming too. It's felt in your body, your mind, and your heart. It's waking up in the morning without dread. It's looking in the mirror and liking who you see. It's feeling clear when you used to feel lost. This is a sacred window to tend to the parts of you that have been overlooked. Maybe your body has been calling for deeper rest, asking for you to step off the treadmill of always doing and simply allow yourself to be. Give yourself permission to unplug. Sleep more. Breathe slower. Stretch without rushing. Let stillness speak. Your nervous system has carried enough. This is a chance to reset it gently. And in your work life, if you felt stuck or uninspired, this moment isn't here to scold you, it's here to invite you into a more aligned direction. What if your path isn't blocked, but simply outdated? What if the version of success you once chased is no longer aligned with the version of yourself you're becoming? Don't be afraid to reimagine. Doors open when we shift from asking, "What should I do?" to "What feels true now?" Financially, as abundance flows in, it's tempting to treat it like a gift to spend. But instead, see it as a seed to plant. Invest in your education, your wellness, your dreams, not just your desires. You've been entrusted with this energy for a reason. Steward it wisely. Build something that reflects your values, not just your wish list. And in love, Libra, release the dynamics that drain you. It's time to retire the role of emotional caretaker for people who refuse to grow. This new chapter calls for balance, mutuality, and depth. The love that matches your vibration now will not ask you to shrink, perform, or chase. It will meet you, mirror you, and walk beside you. If this season of your life feels like a miracle is forming under the surface, that's because it is. It's not loud, but it's real. And in quiet ways, it's beginning to show. Allow yourself to believe in the goodness of this moment, not because it's perfect, but because you're finally strong enough to hold it. You don't need to do anything grand. Just say yes. Say yes to healing. Say yes to softness. Say yes to starting again, not from scratch, but from experience. And if you've been waiting for a sign that you are worthy of peace, of joy, of ease, this is it. Let it in. Let it stay. Let it rebuild you. Not everything in this world is meant to be shared. Some things are written with only one name on them. And Libra, this is one of those things. What is coming into your life now isn't generic. It isn't part of some mass manifestation or random luck being handed out in batches. This reward, this opportunity, this shift, this door is encoded with your personal spiritual fingerprint. It recognizes you and only you. Like a cosmic safe, its lock turns only with the energy of your readiness. No one else can open it, no matter how close they stand. No one can steal what was never meant for them. This isn't about scarcity. It's about specificity. Your path, with all its twists, pauses, disappointments, and quiet victories, has led to something that is so tailored to your frequency, so intricately woven with your choices, your efforts, and even your heartbreaks, that it could never be mistaken as someone else's. Think of it like a sacred inheritance. One that has always existed, but has remained sealed until now, not because you weren't worthy, but because the moment hadn't yet arrived where you were strong enough to receive it with full awareness. In the same way a fingerprint belongs to only one soul, your energetic blueprint carries codes that resonate with exact vibrations in the universe. These codes activate doors, people, timing, and events that align with who you've become, not just who you were. That's why the most aligned blessings often feel like recognition. Like a long-lost piece of you finally clicking into place. Not forced. Not chased. Just right. I once heard the story of a Libra woman who, years ago, applied for a scholarship she didn't get. At the time, it felt like a dream deferred. But the rejection led her to take an internship in a completely different company, one that she wouldn't have considered if things had gone according to plan. Fast forward to now, and that same company, where she quietly built trust and value, is offering her a stake in their new expansion. Ownership. Influence. Legacy. Not just a job but a destiny. What looked like a loss was a redirection. And what she thought was denied was actually being preserved. That's how encoded blessings work. They show up not on your schedule, but in divine sequence. They're often invisible until you grow into them. But once you do, they feel familiar, like they've been waiting for you all along. This is where you are now, Libra. And it's why I keep saying, no one else can walk through this door but you. Because it wasn't built for anyone else. That's also why moments like this require a deeper level of presence. A larger blessing always asks for greater capacity. Not perfection, but readiness. You've been prepared by every season that taught you to trust your instincts, honor your energy, and stay steady when things felt uncertain. This reward doesn't just reflect your potential, it mirrors your endurance, your alignment, your growth. You didn't just wish for this. You became the version of yourself that could hold it. So as we move toward the close of this message, I want to ask something of you. If this reading resonated with you, if it stirred something inside, something familiar and quiet but clear, and keep it to yourself. Share this video with at least one other Libra in your life. Energy expands when it's passed forward. And when you become the source of confirmation or encouragement for someone else, you multiply your own field of blessings. That is the law of give and receive. That is how miracles move. What's meant for you has always known your name. And now that you're ready, it's coming home. Sometimes, the answers we've been searching for don't arrive in the form of thunder or applause. They come quietly wrapped in resonance, recognized not by the mind but by the soul. And Libra, if you've come this far with me, if something in this message has stirred you gently or struck a chord you can't quite explain, then know this isn't just a video. It's a mirror. And what you see reflected here is not just possibility, it's permission. You are not here by chance. And what's unfolding around you is not happening to the world, it's happening through you. This miracle, this encoded reward, this divine alignment. It was never meant for anyone else. No one else could open this door because no one else was designed to carry the key. You are not replaceable. You are not late. You are the one it was always meant to be. And that changes everything. So many people spend their lives waiting for signs, waiting for permission, waiting to be told they're ready. But I want to remind you, you are not a passive character in your life. You are the author. You are the pattern breaker. You are the one the story shifts for when you choose to rise. And maybe today, that shift has already begun, not because you did something dramatic, but because you finally remembered who you are. What if you chose to believe that this moment, this exact one, was your point of return? What would happen if you stopped doubting whether you're ready and started moving like you are? What kind of doors would swing open if you said, out loud and without apology, I'm the one who was chosen for this? Could it be that the miracle you've been asking for is simply waiting for you to step into it? Libra, the truth is, you were never meant to fit into someone else's map. You were meant to write your own. You are not bound by the limits that others have projected onto you. You are not here to repeat cycles. You are here to break them. And you are not destined to just survive. You are called to build, to heal, to become. You are the key, the code, the calling. You are the one the light remembers. As you leave this space today, I hope you take more than insight with you. I hope you take action. Comment below and claim it with clarity. I am ready. I am chosen. I receive my special reward today. Let your words vibrate through the unseen. Let them become a prayer of confirmation, a declaration that your time has come. And if this message touched your heart, don't let it drift away. Subscribe to Zodiac Whisper Tarot, and like this video so the energy you're aligning with doesn't just echo, it amplifies. When you act with intention, even in the smallest of ways, you send ripples into the field that come back to you multiplied. I want to thank you from the very core of my spirit for spending this time with me, for opening your heart to what's unfolding, and for trusting this process. It is your belief, your presence, your energy that gives life to messages like this. And I'm honored that Zodiac Whisper Tarot can be part of your journey. So now, Libra, what will you do with the door in front of you? Will you wait for another sign, another time, or will you walk through it, knowing full well that no one else can? May every step you take from this moment on be a step toward the reward that was written in your name. And may every breath you draw feel lighter, because you are no longer waiting for destiny to arrive or reliving it. The light is calling your soul by its true name. Libra, step forward. Your moment has come.